Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the October 2025 session of the From the Bench Virtual Studio Tour Series. My name is Sarah Songer, and I'm the Education Programs Manager at San Francisco Center for the Book. And today we're excited to welcome our friends and neighbors from the Letterform Archive, Grendl Löfkvist and Angela Riechers. Grendl is the director of the Type West program, and Angela is the Letterform Archive's education director, and we'll hear from both of them today. The Letterform Archive was founded by Rob Saunders, a collector of the letter arts for over 40 years, as a place to share his private collection with the public. They opened to guests in February 2015 and now offer hands-on access to a curated collection of over 100,000 items related to lettering, typography, calligraphy, and graphic design, spanning thousands of years of history. Type West is the only year-long certificate program in type design on the West Coast. Designed to accommodate the schedules of working professionals through evening and weekend classes, Type West provides a supportive and challenging environment to deepen student knowledge of typography and expand their creative skill set with the ability to make their own typefaces. They also have an online program for those unlucky enough to live somewhere other than the San Francisco Bay Area. And with that, we'll spotlight Grendel. Take it away, Grendel.
Hi, thanks so much, Sarah and Chad and everyone at the center for inviting us to present today. Letterform Archive is the home of Type West, our year-long postgraduate certificate program in type design. Type West is both in-person and online, and we have a cohort that meets at Letterform Archive, and we have another one that meets on Zoom. Type design, if you don't know, is an interesting profession. It takes a very special person to have the right combination of seemingly contradictory skill sets. The artistic visionary who just wants to draw beautiful letters, and the mathematically proficient geek who can spend hours in front of a computer nudging points around on Bezier curves in amounts virtually undetectable to the human eye. If you are an artistic visionary or a math geek or both, we are here for you. We'll turn you into a type geek, I promise. Just give us a year of your lives. The Type West program leads students through an iterative design process, emphasizing the importance of both analog and digital tools in type creation. Our programs are tailored specifically for working professionals, so we have evening classes and weekend workshops. We have 3 10-week terms over the course of a year, and you have just barely enough time to get something resembling your life back in between those terms. We have excellent faculty in both our programs. We have world-renowned calligraphers, type critics, authors, filmmakers, letter cutters, and of course, award-winning type designers, plus the occasional printer. And you'll be able to take full advantage of the resources of Letterform Archive itself, since we have over 100,000 original works of graphic design history available to our students. The classes are taught directly from primary material, like this original rubbing of the Trajan column. We'll have fun doing calligraphy and playing with cool tools like original dry transfer lettering. And in-person students will get inky with their own type right here at the Center for the Book as we print it letterpress. We'll carve letter forms into stone the Roman way, and we'll leap forward into the 20th century by checking out the workings of early personal computers. And both cohorts get to participate in the final specimen book, and Angela is going to show us a few of those in a minute. But the very best part of Type West, according to the students, is the community that you build over the course of the year. So now I want to focus the spotlight on some of our graduates and their typefaces and see what they have to say. This is Joke, who is a Belgian graphic designer based in the UK. who went on to pursue a master's degree in type design at the University of Reading in the UK after she finished the online program of Type West. Here are some of her sketches as she worked on her final project. These are just amazing chalkboard drawings that she put together. And she ended up creating a whole variety of weights and widths based on these sketches. There's so much character in these typefaces. This is after a year, people. Next up is Martha Sue. Martha Sue is a San Francisco-based illustrator who completed our in-person program. And Martha Sue recently released her second typeface on Future Fonts. So now she's got 2 retail typefaces for sale that you can buy. Shameless plug there. For her gorgeous typeface, Curiously, which drew on lessons from our type history class. And that means it has a full collection of gorgeous printer's flowers that accompany the type. And this is available on Future Fonts. Carla Paston is a graphic designer from Hidalgo, Mexico. Carla took our online program, and she's part of an initiative to empower Spanish-speaking women who are interested in type design in all its formats. So the first project in the Type West year-long program is a type revival. And Paston and several other women in the program at that time decided to revive typefaces that were created by women, most of whom had been forgotten or buried in sexist history. And hers was Sonnet, which is a revival of M. Elizabeth Colwell's typeface that had been released by American Type Founders in 1916. And this stunner, which was named after the wild agave that's used to make mezcal, is Paston's own original, lively, heavily wasted, reverse contrast typeface. So this is her original type that she produced after a year in the program. This is Shessa Garbut. Shessa is an award-winning Belizean-American designer based in Inglewood, California. And Garbut's gorgeously streamlined, futuristic typeface, Octavia, is a tribute to the great sci-fi author Octavia Butler. So this is the product of Shessa's year at Type West. I love this one, I gotta say. Ryan Malloy is an architect and a graphic designer and a professor at Eastern Michigan University. And his work was included in the Hamilton Wood Type and Printing Museum's New Impressions exhibition. He designed his typeface bench with wood type in mind. So Malloy has a router and he knows how to use it. And since he was going for the style of a ye olde wood type font, and he created some accompanying dingbats like the manicules, the pointy fingers, and the stars and fleurons and a bunch of others to accompany his typeface. And he took his type to the next level by actually making wood type, which is so cool. I feel like the center really needs to get a hold of this typeface because I would love to print with this. Joshua is a type designer and a lettering artist based in San Francisco. And he was very excited about how Type West inspired him to embrace challenges outside his comfort zone. And now he runs a foundry that is dedicated to reviving older typefaces. So here is his typeface, Undertone. What a smoking hot 70s swinging typeface. Oh my God. It's even got built-in bell bottoms and disco balls. I love this. And one requirement of graduation is building out a full Latin character set, including diacritics, so that your typeface supports most languages that use the Latin alphabet, which is very cool. So, of course, some of our students don't stop with Latin. Chris Skillern is a citizen of the Cherokee Nation from Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Skillern designed Meli, which is a type family supporting both the Latin alphabet and the Cherokee syllabary. So, since graduating from Type West, Skillern has had the opportunity to work with major foundries on custom type projects, and he is now a full-time type designer. Here's his process work for Meli, showing both the Cherokee and Latin glyphs, which he designed together, side by side. So neither one was priority. It wasn't like he designed the Latin first and then the Cherokee. No, he designed them together. And here is his final character set with Latin and Cherokee, along with some very cute, playful dingbats, which let you know what a sweetheart he is. And now that you are all fired up and ready to go, I have to say that the application period for both in-person and online programs is open now until 11:59 p.m. That's almost midnight on November 2nd, the Day of the Dead. So please don't hesitate to get a hold of us if you have any questions at all, if you're interested in the program. So now I'm going to turn it over to Angela, who's going to share some of the Type West specimen and process books with you. I'm going to stop sharing, and we can also open it up to Q&A at this moment if people have questions. Angela, what you got for us?
Well, first of all, thank you, Grendel. That was really a great presentation. I have a really nice selection of work that I just went and picked up out of the collection. And if you want to chip in and say anything about it, I know that you're more familiar with it than I am. So it's really a bunch of good stuff, and I'm excited to show it to you. So let's just go ahead with that. 1 second. I got to switch my camera. There we go. Okay. Can you still hear me if I'm over here?
Yeah, I can
Good.
hear you.
Good. Okay, so here is a specimen poster of a typeface called Linear E. I don't see the student's name on here. You got to put your name on your work, people.
I think that's Eli
Okay,
Block.
so this is a somewhat of a stencil-based typeface, and you can see they've done a bunch of weights, and it's just a really elegant little beautiful set of letter forms. But Grendel, do you want to say anything before I keep going?
The only thing I can add to this is that Eli is a fantastic student, and as you can see, Eli has also done a Greek version of
Yes.
this typeface, which is going above and beyond the requirements of the program. But we've had several people, both online and in person, decide that they wanted to go beyond Latin, which is fantastic, and we try to support them whenever that's possible. So we not only had the Cherokee, we've had Vietnamese, which is Latin based, but has a lot of diacritics. And we've had Cyrillic. What else? Chinese. Okay, what you got next?
What I got next? Okay. So now this is a whole specimen book, quite large format, Lindsay Grotesque, similar to a Helvetica, but not quite. It's a really, it's printed on like newsprint, which is quite lovely. And they've included some of their, their working drawings showing all the different curves. When I went into the collection to try to find things to show you, I was so completely blown away by the formats that the students chose, in addition to the beauty of their work and just the variety of it all. It was just something that I hadn't really dug into in our collection. And man, was it a great morning just looking for these things to show you. And it was hard to choose, honestly, in the time that we have, it was hard to choose things that would be sort of representative. But anyway, I don't know, Grendel, if you want to say anything more about this one, or
I'm just wondering, I'm not remembering the student who designed this. Does it have the, we should credit them.
Jerome Lusick.
Oh, yeah, I should have known.
2023.
Jerome went above and beyond by getting this printed in this large format. Yeah, Jerome was
Yeah, you know,
amazing.
it's not so easy to find printers that can do this size. I had several students myself that wanted to do like newsprint kind of things, and they were not so successful all the time. So next up, we have Ginza for you. Ginza has a process book and this incredible book. Like when I was talking about formats, like, I don't know if you can see this, but the cover is sort of hand assembled little strips cut up to, let me see, I think I can get this close.
So this is Florence Fu.
So yes,
Florence,
this is
yeah, it's
Florence
been a few years since Florence did this, but look at this stunner, people.
Look at the delicacy of this very high contrast typeface, very condensed. Look at these gorgeous italics. This made me just so
Woo.
happy when I saw it. It also holds up really well in reverse, which is, I don't know if she had to tweak it a little bit, because usually these little thin serifs want to disappear on you. It looks great, very large. It looks great, even larger. And here she's shown a bunch of different usages for it, which is very cool. But she also, like, you know, this kind of high contrast serif thing is always associated with fashion, so it doesn't surprise me that we're seeing some fashiony uses, but it looks really fresh and new. It doesn't look like your basic, you know, Bodoni. Here is her process book. So it has a little acrylic cover. And here are some of her, gotta turn it for you. Try to get my hands out of the way. Some really beautiful hand-drawn sketches that give you an idea of where she was headed. Like, this is not there at all yet, but you can see where she's going, which is pretty great. Like everything, like just the little diacritics are so elegant on this typeface. And like, you know, you can tell she's just a great designer too, because this book is just a joy to flip through. Every page feels really different and really well thought out, well composed, well planned. Here is, I guess, an inspiration, Lucien Bernhard's Tango Swash Capitals from 1939. So that's one of the real joys of Type West, is that you can go into the archive and find things that are similar to what you're thinking, but not exactly like what you're thinking, and you can sort of hash out the difference between them. Here is Tangiers by Richard Lipton, 2011. So obviously this is something she was looking at. Rotulación Decorativa, 1946. So she's pulling together a lot of different references, and that is an opportunity that you would have at Type West, is that you can actually try and figure out, like, is it an era? Is it a look? Is it a feeling? Like, what do I want? And that's how you can really use the research you can do here to make something completely your own. So that is Ginza, 2019. Grendl, do you want to add anything to that before we move on?
Florence was fantastic. I have to say, Florence ended up being invited by A-Type I, which is an international typographic association, to give a talk, which was very prestigious and exciting for her. So she got to fly to Tokyo, I believe is where they had that. And she's gone on to design typefaces in, I believe, Japanese and Chinese as well. She's a superstar. Okay, what do we got now? Look at this cool binding, everybody.
Look at this cool binding. It's got pages in 3 sizes. So maybe I should start with the process, because that's where she started, right? So this is Camille Genmei Guis. And this was produced in, do we have a date? We do not. So we're just going to say recently. How's that? So her typeface is called Neumeister Modern. So here's some, again, some influence that she looked at, obviously. See if we get even closer. Very nice. Some other of the things she was looking at, the city, the letter forms seen up close. These look like calligraphy. These look like they're hand drawn. The kinds of things she was keeping an eye on arched serifs, an uncial, an angled E, extra wide capitals, Tuscan serifs. So there's, you know, it's, this is what I love about the typefaces that come out of Type West, is that they really are like all this great stuff kind of thrown into a blender, and it comes out like a totally different thing. And each one is so individual to the person who designed it as well. So that is her process book. And then here is the type specimen. Like, this is what I mean when I said I was so blown away by the different formats. Like, what a great idea to do something in this particular format. It's so beautiful. So she tells you, adapted from a late 13th century Italian manuscript, Neumeister Modern is a Venetian Roman with unexpected flair. So she's showing you uppercase, lowercase, numerals, punctuation, ligatures, pangram, and then just a bunch of different sizes. How it looks as text, how it looks as more of a display thing. And here's her original source compared to her typeface. So you can see that this has like a much more mathematical feel to it. It's much more kind of predictable, and that makes it easier to read. But it's also kind of true to the original, which is really sweet. And then last but not least, some possible uses. How are we doing for time? We're good. Some possible uses. Book covers, movie titles, wine labels, museum catalogs, exhibition design, chapbooks, novels, etc. Early Gothic aesthetics.
Very cool.
Very, very cool.
So Camille went on, this is her revival. And Camille went on to design a music typeface as her own original type. And that was something she designed it to pair well with music notation. So it echoed some of the traits of common music notation, like the clefs, the notes, the pauses, etc., etc. It was a very cool project.
This is a really beautiful artifact that came out of that project. This is Whitney, right? Right, Grendl?
I believe so. Yeah, look at those.
Yeah, so her typeface was called Del Rey. She made these are all the same. I just wanted to show you the fabulous colors that she chose for these little booklets. A little reverse stress. She says here, inspirations include my love of wood type, big slabs, Del Rey, California, and the Central Valley, also my family. Aw. I'm having trouble like figuring out which is up and which is down on this document.
You're doing great. That's
I'm sorry.
perfect. Yeah.
But here's the different weights. And here's how it looks like. Let's say you were using it for a newspaper. Well, there you have it. Here it is getting a little heavier, a little lighter, medium. And I think she was still working on it when she graduated. So for a work in progress, you would never know it. It looks pretty finished to me.
And look at that beautiful binding too, by the way. It's very simple pamphlet stitch, but she made it elegant.
And there it is in the middle. So it's just basically a stitch through, and you knot it. Okay. So now this one threw me for a loop because I opened it and all these little stickers fell out. So surprise. So this is QB, which is such a great name, QB.
And it's perfect for the typeface, isn't it?
Isn't it though? So QB is a typeface originally inspired by the 60s and 70s Fillmore poster. We have a lot of these here at the archive. They're super psychedelic. Some of them were designed by Victor Moscoso, the genius of psychedelia design. But here's some of those influences here. So this is like a really groovy, flowy. I love when Grendel said that the other typeface was like a bell bottom. These are definitely bell bottoms. A little bit of explanation, but again, like just the choice of using these different, like, you know, this is basically the stuff you can get at the copy store and all the colors that they have. And it just makes for a really fun and appropriate kind of look for this typeface of this specimen. So this is Gloria Bodwy, Type West 2023. I have to make sure I put all these stickers back. And this is also a fairly simple binding. It's just an accordion. So Gloria Bodie. This one completely cracks me up because the whole thing is yellow. Yellow, 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 yellow. So this is a Garamond E, designed by Eli Block, spring 2024. The whole thing is yellow. And they actually had it bound, printed and bound, which is unusual. He really went above and beyond, I think. But just the analysis and the math, I loved it when Grendl said before, you need to be a math nerd to discern type. It's so true. Just the level of detail that he goes into in this book. And you can just see how much he really absorbed like every possible bit of information that he needed before he went on to design this type. And I just think that this kind of beautiful sunny yellow is such a great choice, and the thickness of the book, like it's just like a nice little object that you want to hold in your hand. So this is from just last year, 2024.
Yeah.
And I have one last thing to show you, and I think that's good because we have 3 minutes. So quickly. Little package here, we open. So this is the process book. So let me get that out of the way. I think I can get a lot closer on this.
Now we're upside down.
I know.
Okay.
I know. It's not easy being me. Karis. Does this open up? It does. So here is like a little kind of beautiful poster. Now I have to crank back up so you can actually see the whole thing. Just the different weights. And what I love is look at how different this reminds me of like Futura, the way its different weights are so crazy and all over the place, and Gil Sans as well. Looks nothing like those typefaces. I'm just saying that, you know, the difference in the weights, like look at how different this feels from that. So a lot of experimentation here, always good to see. And then this is upside down as well. There we go. Just different beautiful little cards to show off the weights using different flowers as dividers, different orchids. So it's like, here's a type specimen that has a lot of sort of narrative content as well. Like orchids are crazy looking, aren't they? So you get a lot of that comparison to the typeface in that its different weights are also kind of all over the place. So it's just really nice. And, you know, who doesn't like a little set of square cards to play with? So I can see that I have exactly 1 minute. We probably need to wrap this up. So thank you for joining me on this little tiny journey through our Type West specimens. And we have so many more. Like I said, it was really hard. It was really hard to choose what to show you. But if you come here to the archive, you could see them all.
Thank you both very much. Can I ask a couple of questions?
Sure.
I know we're just run over by a minute or two, if that's okay.
Hmm.
It seemed like in the student profiles, Grendel, that obviously a lot of people are graphic designers. I'm curious about who comes to the program. Why does somebody, you know, what is their goal, or who are they already and where are they trying to go?
That's a great question. I feel like most of the people who sign up for the program are graphic designers in one way or another, product designers, etc. And some of them are looking for just another tool to add to their graphic design toolbox, so they can offer that extra product to whoever their client might be. They could say, oh yeah, and by the way, we are doing your business suite, and would you like a custom typeface with that? But some people have gone on to be full-time type designers. Chris Skillern, that student that we showed, is now in high demand in the type world. And, you know, it is a profession. It's something that people can do. But most of the students, and we've had some people who just wanted to make a typeface out of their own lettering or their own handwriting. And that's totally cool as well. Whatever brings you to the program, we try to meet you where you are. And so you do, have to have some math skills, but we'll hold your hand that whole way. And same goes for the art stuff. If you're strictly a geek, we can get some artistry in you.
And Angela, there was such a range of things that you just showed us. So all of those were the final projects for the program? Or?
Some of them were the revivals. So some of them were the work that resulted it's the end of term 1, right, Grendel?
Yeah.
Yeah. So after only 10 weeks of work, some of those typefaces you saw were the result of just one term.
I see. So there's a project at the end of each term.
Yeah, the first term is the revival, and the reason that we choose a revival is so that you can learn the tools of type design and not have the stress of simultaneously having to come up with your own original typeface. So you choose a typeface from a book or something that you found at Letterform Archive that's at least 60 years old, something that's letterpress printed, and then you revive that. The second term, you design your own original typeface. And the third term, you build that out into a family.
Yeah. Wonderful. And so essentially they end the year with a portfolio, a significant portfolio of their work. And do any, it sounds like some of those have appeared on future fonts and other things. Do a lot of them then go out into the world and become available in some way?
A good chunk do. You have to either sign on to a foundry, but we've had some students who have gotten their typefaces distributed by various foundries, or they started their own foundry.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Or ended up getting a job with some big foundry like Microsoft or Dalton Mogg, whatever.
I'm sure that there are many people out there that are surprised to hear that this exists and that this is relevant in any way, but thank you for showing us that it is. Well, I mean, not the people here.
You use type every day.
We know
you
that.
want to design your own?
Yes, you do. You do.
Yes.
Well, thanks very much, Grendl and Angela, for taking the time, and I hope that we can help get the word out and get a wonderful batch of applicants headed your way.
We're having an open house tonight at the archive. Come on by.
That's Thursday, October 2nd.
Yes, free food and drink, and type nerds everywhere.
You make it sound like a singles event.
Could be.
Come for the food and stay for the killer type.
Thank you very much, and thanks everyone for coming. Next month's talk will be on November 6th, and we'll be talking with Stephanie Kimbrough-Dolan. She's just starting up with First Bite Press, a new fine press in the Bay Area, so we're going to find out about what she's doing. So we will see you next month, I hope, and thank you all for coming.
Thanks,
Bye.
Sarah. Thanks, Grendel.
Thank
Thanks,
you,
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.